Hey crew, what's up? Captain Crack here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Battlefront 2 and my experience with it and how it's way better than when it first launched in that mess. Now, unfortunately this game is no longer supported because of well, the state that mess it was in. But that's fixed now, and let's just go through this. Just to let you know, I've already got the campaign upload series going on right now anyway. But in case you've missed that or just want a brief summary, basically, one of the reasons why this game failed was because this campaign was pretty falsely advertised. You're meant to play as an Inferno Squadron, like elite forces for the Empire, but you're only like an Empire supporter for like 2 missions before you join like the Republic or betray them and whatever. So it really breaks the immersion. I'd rather have a story where I'm like a full like Imperial the entire way rather than just give up halfway through and be like, oh no, we're the bad guys, because the Empire is way better than a bunch of terrorists who blew up a Death Star. The campaign's also pretty short and you could probably finish it in about a day, except I did come across a glitch where I couldn't actually play like the third level because I keep falling through the ground for some reason. I just had to restart the game a bunch of times until it eventually worked, which wasn't too great. And speaking of glitches, if on the main menu, if you go to Collection, just below General Grievous and Obi-Wan, there's a duplication glitch and there's actually three Millennium Falcons. I don't know why, but there just is. But the story isn't bad by any means, it's okay, it's kind of like Jedi Fallen Order before that even came out, with the kind of linearity and stuff. It's decent, you got your droid which helps you, got abilities and stuff, and I mean it kind of introduces you into the actual world anyway for the multiplayer and that. So it introduces you with the gunfights, the abilities and that, and then but it is a bit simple and there's not much to it. It doesn't help with the fact that this game doesn't actually really have much local player like the other game, and there's no custom games or anything, so you just have to play online, which doesn't help too much, but yeah. Anyway, let's hop on to the game modes and I'll introduce each one. So the first thing to know about this is the loading screens take absolutely forever. You're either placed in a game which is already ongoing, or you're in a lobby waiting for a game. There's like kind of no in between.
Not going to. Why would they need to?
So as the name suggests, heroes versus villains. You choose that you can play as either one of the heroes or one of the villains, and they all have abilities, like different abilities for their character, and you can upgrade them and mix and match them. Now the best one is obviously Darth Maul, or BB-8, or Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he is absolutely pointless and a complete meme, and I don't know why they added this character. But anyway, Rey is probably one of the most powerful Jedi, and I mean, Kylo is also pretty powerful as a Sith, but anyway. You want to max these characters up to level 35, and the best way to win this game mode is basically to stick together. And if you're playing as a level 1 character, you don't really stand a chance against like a level 100 Darth Maul or anything, because they will absolutely destroy you if you're by yourself. So it's not completely balanced, which is why this game was pay to win when it came out, and all the gambling loot box stuff. I mean, it's way better now, but it's still not perfect. But anyway, I play this game with my friends, and this is probably one of the best game modes on this, but and most iconic, really. But sometimes it takes a while to find a game, sometimes you're in one straight away, and if you're by yourself, you don't really stand a chance, to be honest. You have to be as a group with your teammates and then take them out.
Yeah, I remember Darth Maul in the prequels. In the sequels.
Yeah.
So Supremacy is like a kind of capture the point style thing, kind of like the Battlefield games, where you want to capture specific points and hold them for as long as possible to gain points and basically win the round. And then this game mode, you start off with like your assault heavy classes, and then you can unlock more powerful ones. Like you can become a hero if you get enough points. You could get like a vehicle. You know, there's quite a lot of potential. But I mean, I'm not too fond of this game mode because basically you get people that get really high scores and then they play hero and then they just dominate the game and then you'll never get a chance to be hero or they'll just go around killing everyone. So especially like max BB-8s are really powerful in this game mode for some reason and I don't really know why. Um, Probably because they're hitboxes and hard to kill, but anyway, that's not really relevant. So yeah, this game was okay, but like you do die quite a bit to be honest. But then you want to get more points and then die to choose a new character. So yeah, there's different types. You've got like troopers, jetpack troopers. So you got I mean, it depends what side you're on. You can get wikis and not, or like the vehicles are dependent on like your side and which trilogy you're in. So yeah, it changes and it's pretty good. So as the name suggests, Starfighter Assault is the dogfighting game mode, kind of like what Star Wars Squadrons is going to be when that comes out. So you either play as like you got different heroes again, and then you got objectives where you either have to attack or defend certain points, eliminate ships. There's quite a lot of stuff here. I just wish that like in the other game, Battlefront 1 or whatever, we had the game mode where there was like the three different stages where you were on the ground and then you went into space after them and then there was something that you landed on there and there was something else. And there is kind of like that for Galactic Assault, but it's not really the same thing. Anyway, I prefer playing this on first person. It's way better than third. Depends on the ship though, to be honest. And it's quite hard to aim sometimes. And then you can also crash into stuff and then you basically die instantly. Yeah. Probably also mention that you can also play as like the hero fighters, you can play as like Slave 1. You've also got like Luke's X-Wing, you've got 3 different Millennium Falcons. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff there. Each era inside has like different ships, so you have TIE fighters for the Empire, for the prequels you'll either be the droid ships or like the clones, things like that you can see right now. In the original trilogy, you TIE fighters versus what are they called? The X-wings and the A-wings and that, Y-wings and that. So yeah, there's different ships in that. They have different first persons as well, and it's pretty good. Some of them are harder to see than others. Like you got different viewpoints, especially in like the hero ships. My personal favourite is probably the TIE fighters actually, and each like different class and ship in that has different abilities as well. It's pretty good. So Blast is your generic team deathmatch where you have a certain amount of lives. I think it's like 100 for each side. Then if your team reaches 0, you basically lose the game. The thing about this game mode is there's no heroes. You got your 4 main classes, and then there's also like 3 special classes, kind of like the Wookiee, Ewok, and Jetpack. Although those change depending on what you're on, what side you're on. So like the Wookiee and the Ewok are actually like elite stormtroopers basically, or ARC troopers depending on the time zone and the side you're on. So admittedly I haven't played too much of this game mode, but what I have experienced seemed actually somewhat alright because it is slightly more balanced than most other game modes because you only are your 4 classes and with the 3 specials, so it's quite a bit more balanced, although if you do upgrade your class then you probably do stand a way better chance. So it's slightly might be uneven, but it's quite a good game mode for one of these. Now Ewok Hunt is an absolute classic that will haunt your dreams and give you nightmares. This really turns those fluffy teddy bears into absolute demons as they hunt down you as stormtroopers and make your life a living hell. Now this is basically Infection or Dead by Daylight sort of game mode, where you as a stormtrooper want to survive as long as possible and then eventually reach the dropship when it arrives. However, if you die by the hands of an Ewok, you have to kill every single stormtrooper and haunt their graves. And honestly, this is the stuff of nightmares. Okay, this is honestly one of the most terrifying game modes on this game, and you can never recover from this. Okay, like my friends are now so horrified that they refuse to play this because it's just so scary. The main strategy to survive as a stormtrooper is to stay as a group and keep your lights on and just constantly be on the lookout and be aware for these little fluffy murderous demons. And then basically you can't see anything, but these Ewoks, they can see in the dark. Okay, they have a weird little horn mating call, and they absolutely terrify you. Like they wisp you so you can't see, you can't do anything, and then they just come up and stab you with a spear. And although they may only be like 2 shots to kill, they swarm you, and it's horrendous. Okay, see, I'm crying because of this. It's so horrifying.
I hear a new one. Don't worry, I'm here, fam. Hey, we're no. Why did I think it was a good idea that we all went together?
I'll ride out of here in transit.
Oh no!
Now, should you die and become an Ewok, life it's got a lot easier. Especially towards the end of the game when there's only 2 stormtroopers and about 20 Ewoks. Then the true fear will shrink the troopers' hearts. Okay, you can see in the light, you can see where everyone is with your hunter's instincts. You've got a horn which buffs your damage even if it does alert your location, but you can use it to communicate with the other Ewoks. And then the wisps, a ranged attack which will slowly deal damage and blind them and make sure that the troopers can't shoot back at you. The main tactic is to swarm them as a group, wisps them so they can't shoot you, and then hit them hard. Okay, this is terrifying. So now that horror is over, let me introduce you to Galactic Assault, another horrific event, which is nowhere near as bad. But basically this is a point-based game where you have to capture specific objectives or defend them, and then after the time limit, where either your team either runs out of lives or you capture the point, it'll either go on to the next one or you'll lose the game. Or win the game. So there's 3 stages. If one team captures the first point or whatever, they'll proceed to the next one. There's different maps and different objectives you need to capture. You can also get like ships and heroes in this, as well as with vehicles and that. So it's not a bad game mode. It just really depends on the map, to be honest. The Tatooine map that I jumped by now is probably one of the worst ones, to be honest with you. But yeah, basically, if you get a character, you stand a pretty good chance of survival, unless you're their level 100 character and your level 1 is already described.
Wish I would like to fly an X-Wing. There's no point. Right.
Strike or extraction. Now this game mode is one that I'm not particularly fond of, to be honest. It's probably one of the worst on here, actually. So you have to win 2 rounds, and well, the game here was pretty unbalanced, which is the main reason why I'm not entirely fond of it, because the enemy team had like maxed people like troop mines, and it was basically just impossible. So basically in this you have to gain a certain amount of lives, but within that lifetime you have to try and capture this disc and take it to a certain place, like extract this certain item, artifact or whatever. I think this is also a game mode for Takodana, which I think is Yeah, I've played that one before, and I'm pretty
Right,
sure
get
it's
the
way better than
secret
this one.
data back
Because this one,
from
it
the
was just
Empire.
trip mines everywhere, and it was so toxic, and it wasn't a great experience. So, yeah.
I mean, I would die anyway then.
In this, you also have like the 3 special classes, which you can see right now. So you got the jump trooper, the Wookiee, and the Ewok for the rebellion, which has also got like the specific the variants for each side, and they have different abilities for each one.
What a balanced game.
But yeah,
All they need to do. And we lost. Okay, epic. Nice one.
Hero Showdown is a 2v2 heroes versus villains thing, where elimination sort of thing. So if you win as a character, you can't play as them again, basically. This was the first time I actually played it, and it was actually quite fun, to be honest. Although the people I were against, I don't think they were particularly trying, because they kept emote spamming and that. So I mean, this seems decent. You do need to level up your characters though before you do this, though. Otherwise, it's not very balanced, because they just they can sweat you out basically. So make sure you have a good knowledge of these characters before you do it, and then if you truly want to win or you just want to mess around, basically it might be good if you both, because it's 2v2, if you both attack the same person, that could work, but also you're probably better off doing the one-on-one and then helping your teammate if it works. But yeah, that was alright.
I'll come for you, man. You can kill me, though, yes? You can kill me.
Hello there.
Hello there! Right, I should probably get on here. Like, right, I'm coming.
Normal sheep.
Alright, come on, let's go.
You want to reconsider your actions.
Oh shit. That's pretty powerful. Wait, what's that ability? Oh, like, push. Oh, there's a little fight on. It's nice folks. Oh, there's no way.
Showdown for pleasantries.
Oh wait, you heal. Oh shit. Yeah, okay, I will. But that means he can't play as Vader again. I find him cool.
Do that, and then
Hero Starfighter is like in her dogfight sort of thing, where you play as the starships, and then you have to like eliminate the other team, so there'll be 4 on each side, 4 versus 4, except this match took ages to find the game. And then, so basically, each ship has different abilities and that, and then you just have to eliminate the other starships, and then when you die, you come back as just a regular ship, but you can choose from every era of ship actually. Like, it's pretty good, because different eras have different abilities and stuff as well, and different designs and that. So it's quite good. Some of them it's not great for first person, because the view's a bit different. But yeah, this was alright. I haven't played that one before actually. I say that with most of them now, don't I? But that's because I usually stick with only a few. So yeah, this was, I mean, I do quite like dogfighting, it's just I don't play it too much, and then if you crash, you die in one hit like that. So as you can see, you can choose any ship. But, yeah, the match actually, there's like a time limit, but I don't know what happens when that runs out. Probably whoever has the most ships left wins. But yeah, you just want to eliminate the other ships, and then you win the round. You have to win by, I think it's 3 rounds, you can see it on the screen. But yeah. Also, it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's 7 ships there. You can only have 1 Millennium Falcon, so that's actually, that eliminates 3, so there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships there. So though there's 4 on each side, there's only really 5 ships you can choose from because of the Millennium Falcon and that. But let's go on to the next one.
Really, really good at using them, and I just put through off. I like a futuristic one.
So co-op missions is against bots, and is the best way to level up your characters and that, and get unlock cards to level up and get new weapons and stuff to basically maximise your character's potential. So you got the 4 basic classes, and
I
then
don't know,
you've
it was
got
like an issue
vehicles,
with, like, I don't
and
know,
then the three special,
whatever it was,
well,
can't
the
really buy
special
anymore,
classes,
like that.
basically, just upgraded versions of the basic classes with different abilities and that. And then you've got the main characters. Now, what's good about this game mode is you can choose different
Yeah,
eras.
the order is
So there's
good.
6 different things, you can
Fucking
choose,
awesome.
6 sides you can choose, because you've got the different eras and you've got each side there. So you can play as the clones, the droids, the Empire, the First Order, the Rebellion, the New Resistance, or whatever.
Apparently
So
EA
yeah,
wants
it's
us
pretty
to
good.
do Star Wars ones.
So it's quite like Galactic Assault, where you got
I mean,
different points, you capture them, then you move on to the next one, and then you capture
Everyone on my
them.
team is a heavy, I
And
think.
yeah, so basically what you usually want to do
yeah, they're
is
one shot.
get 4,000 battle points, where you get points basically just by killing people and basically just doing stuff. And then you get that, and then you can choose a character to, and then try and level them up as well. And well, if you've got a character, you're not really going to die as much
No,
as
I
your
don't think
basic class. So this is
They-
probably the
no,
one
they
that the
said
game
they were
mode that
all,
I've
like,
played
kidnapped
kind of the
villains,
most
so-
actually, because you just play that to level everything up and it works. And I mean, it's not bad. You're
They
against
didn't have
balls random
much, like,
people,
didn't really
but
feel very
it's
imposing,
pretty
like the
good all in
Empire
all.
did in the original
And
films. They were like, oh my god, we
yeah,
actually like have an
there we
influence
go.
on like every planet. The First Order's like, oh, we destroyed like pretty much destroyed the entirety of the New Republic, but you know, it doesn't have that much of an impact. It just feels so empty. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't feel very like there's no world building done at all.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this happened already. Let's just go with it.
Tested by bots.
Defenses proved strong today, but when
Oh,
we
no.
return, our renewed resolve will prove the stronger. The First Order will prevail.
This is surprisingly fun,
Okay.
even if you play against bots somehow.
Yeah. Second.
So there we go. There's my little overview of the game modes in this game. I just wish that they didn't end the support and they were still updating this, because there's so many characters they could have added, like Padme, Ahsoka, Mace Windu. You know, there's so much potential this game could have had, and I know it came out in 2017, and well, now it's pretty good now that it's all updated and they've removed all the gambling and microtransactions sort of business and that. It's still slightly grindy, but it's still, I mean, the game's perfect now. Well, not perfect, but you know, it's way better and it's a great game, but I mean, I recommend it, but it's kind of over now. It's slowly, I mean, there's still quite a lot of people behind it and people playing it, but yeah, well, thanks for watching, and there we go.